Hi, Larry Gaines, PowerCycleTrading.com. Well, this market has been a very hard market to take shorts on, and we've had just an unbelievable move to the upside, especially on the Nasdaq 100 stocks. But one thing that we've saw today, kind of a potential little bit of a crack in this up move, was Microsoft. You can see this is an engulfing bar pattern. So Microsoft had a higher open today, made an all-time new contract high, and then it closed. Well, it didn't quite make a totally engulfing bar, but it then closed on its lows. So you can see here it closed right there at last week's. This is the weekly close from last week. But this is enough to potentially get momentum and money starting to kind of fly or push out of Microsoft, kind of distribution. Now, one more thing, if you look here also at the volume, you can see the volume was twice the normal volume. So huge amount of distribution, huge amount of selling right here. So normal volume average has been over 50 days, about 25,000 contracts, and today was over 50. Okay, so huge amount of selling today. So that could potentially propel things lower. Now, the other thing that if you look at the option activity here on Microsoft, there's a whole lot of option activity on the monthly options at the 180 strike. So here's a couple ways that you could short Microsoft, and you could do it for very low defined risk. So one way to short and keep your risks under control with Microsoft would be to do a butterfly. So you can see with Microsoft, we've got a potential target down here to about 180. Right in here, this is the 8 exponential moving average at 181 and a 382 retracement from this swing low down here in January to the high that we made today. So we could target down here to 180 to 179, and we could do that with a butterfly structure. We could set that up for about a dollar per spread risk. So it went out today about $109. And if it went out here to next week at close to the short strike, theoretically, based on this butterfly, you could make around $390. So on your risk of 109, that would be a potential return of over 350%. But even if you came down into this zone, let's say next Wednesday, and you're trading just down here to 180, or if it even goes further to 179, you're going to be up $68 on your risk. But this has a great potential positive risk reward. Now, another way you could trade this with even less risk and cheaper is to do this with QQQ as the short. Now, QQQ, Microsoft makes up 11.74% of the Nasdaq 100, so that would be like the QQQ. And then Apple makes up another 11.65 and Amazon 8.63. And those two were also hitting new highs today and starting to kind of stall a little bit. So let's take a look at those. So that combination of those three stocks makes up 32%. And then a cheap, easy way to short would be with QQQ and doing a butterfly as well. So let's take a look. So you can see Apple could not make a new high today, and so it's starting to come off a little bit. So if that continues, that's also going to put pressure on QQQ. And then let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon made an all-time new high and had a doji close on the lower end. And this typically a lot of times can lead to some additional selling. So with that combination, another way to short the market would be QQQ. So with QQQ, we would target down here to this kind of 382 retracement area here at 228 and then down to 225, which is a lot of option activity here on the monthly as well. So with this, we could do a butterfly, really wide wing butterfly for $57-$60 right here. And this has potential to make a huge amount of profit. So if we get a move theoretically down to that 225, into next week's expiration, this would be for the 21 Feb. Theoretically, this can make as much as, if you take your spread width of $5 less your cost, 57, this could make theoretically $443 if it got there next week, and that's a 770% return. But even if it doesn't get there, just anywhere close to the downside, let's say on the 20th next Thursday, this gets down to 228, this will be up $115 on $57 at risk. So these are amazing strategies for shorting or going long for very defined risk with huge potential positive reward to risk ratios. And if you'd like to learn more about these types of strategies, I'll be doing a free kind of workshop this Saturday on butterflies and condors. Hopefully you'll join us, and I'll talk to you on my next video update.